Please welcome Senior Vice President Creative, Walt Disney Imagineering, Joe Rohde.
Aloha. Thanks, Jason. Well, we're just a couple months away from opening Aulani, our new resort, Disney destination resort on Oahu. We Imagineers are working furiously to get everything put together. Every day it gets more beautiful, more beautiful. We get more tired, more tired. But we're hurtling towards getting it done, and it really is spectacular. I want to talk to you a little about what it is we're doing here. We're very used to telling stories of which we are the authors, stories that we have made up and we have presented to the world. But in this case, we're telling a story of a place that had a story before we got here, Hawaii. We are building a place that has taken us a tremendous research, tremendous interaction with the local Hawaiian community to make sure that the story we're telling at Aulani is a true story, a story of a place that people from all around the world have wanted to go to and do go to, and that is those islands of Hawaii. We're very good at taking stories and turning them into something physical, something that you can walk through, that you can experience. And this opportunity to deal with the richness and the depth and the traditions that is Hawaii is really fantastic. So what you're looking at is, of course, a model of that resort. It is well on its way to being built and turning into reality. A very large resort. It's the two towers and this beautiful garden that rolls out to the sea. And then as you approach the resort, there's this fantastic reveal of all this Hawaiian art. What you see throughout this resort is a tremendous amount of authentic Hawaiian detail incorporated into the body of the resort. Not simply art hanging on a wall, but art by Hawaiians about Hawaii, about these ideas, about these traditions, incorporated into the resort itself. Gives it a very authentic sense of place, a very authentic sense of having actually arrived somewhere. People fly in these airplanes across the Pacific Ocean to come to Hawaii. Where is it? And this gives them an opportunity to really understand that they've arrived someplace real. It's coming together very, very quickly. We want to sort of give you a basic sense of the site. It's about 21 acres. It sits on a cove that looks out into the west of the Pacific Ocean. It's at the Ko Olina Resort and Marina. It's got about 359 hotel rooms, about 480 Disney Vacation Club villas, and then this beautiful center garden that rolls out into the ocean. When guests arrive, they're going to walk into this beautiful hall. The name of that hall, Maka'ala, that has meaning. Maka'ala is a Hawaiian word that means open up your eyes and look. If you look, you will see. If you see, things will happen to you. Hawaiian names are not just labels for things. Hawaiian names are descriptions of what things actually are. And this is a place where if you look, you will see, and if you see, you will have these experiences. Things will happen. The hall is just completely beautiful. It's filling up with artwork. There are fantastic murals, fantastic carvings all through the interior. The names really mean something. As I said, Maka'ala, Aulani, for example. The name Aulani means one who speaks on behalf of a higher power. In this case, that higher power is the stories, is the traditions, is the culture of Hawaii. It's getting built even as we speak. The art program going up all over the walls. It ranges from very traditional to very, very contemporary because Hawaiian culture is something that doesn't just dwell in the past, but also goes on into the future. That sense of elegance is something that I think people are not necessarily familiar with in Hawaii. The Hawaiian culture is a culture of perfection, a culture of beautifully polished objects, of finely finished details. And we want to take that spirit, that feeling, and put it into the whole hotel, including the rooms. When you go into these rooms, they're just beautifully appointed. Filled with Hawaiian detail. Almost everything you look at will give you some kind of message about where you are, from the carpets to the textiles and the drapeway to the design of the furniture that you're sitting on. But remember that this is a place that families are coming. Families want to be comfortable. And so we've taken a bit of patina and put it into the furniture ahead of time so that, if your kid is the first one to set a glass down on a table, you don't have to freak out because we've already kind of taken care of a little bit of that rough edge that makes the place feel lived in, that makes you feel welcome when you arrive there. Now, there's restaurants. There's two beautiful restaurants. One, Ama Ama, is our waterfront restaurant. It looks out at the sunset across the Pacific Ocean. It's a blend of beautiful, traditional Hawaiian architecture and extremely sleek, modern expressions of the same Hawaiian aesthetics of elegance and perfection. Then there's Makahiki. Makahiki is the buffet restaurant. It undergoes a complete transformation from morning till nighttime. In the morning, it's our character buffet breakfast. At night, it's, again, this very elegant dining environment. There are beautiful murals by some of the most renowned artists in Hawaii that treat with the story of the Makahiki, which is a big Hawaiian celebration of bounty, of plenty, of unity, and of togetherness. And this is what we hope people will feel when they are together as a family in the Makahiki restaurant. One of my favorite places in the whole resort is the Olelo room. Olelo is the Hawaiian word for word. People go to Hawaii, right? And everything, every road, every highway, every hotel, every street, every beach, every mountain, every valley has a Hawaiian name. Nobody can say these names because you can't pronounce Hawaiian. So this entire lounge, which is also a bar in the evening, treats with Hawaiian language. Everything in the bar is labeled in Hawaiian. The floor is labeled in Hawaiian. The walls, the windows, the glasses you drink out of, the bartender's jacket labeled in Hawaiian. Flashcards on the table, which is also labeled in Hawaiian. And then the room is filled with these little carvings, which are in these little shadow boxes, and those all of those have their Hawaiian names on them as well. So there's kind of a social atmosphere in which you're trying to figure out how to pronounce all these words, and then the bartenders speak Hawaiian. So there's hopefully a place that encourages a lot of conversation, a lot of interaction, a lot of society around something very topical, which is being in this place and learning to be in this place so that you can enjoy going out into these islands, which are fantastic, and actually experiencing them. So then, there is a beautiful spa, Laniwai. Laniwai sort of means like sacred waters, waters of heaven, elevated waters. It's an 18,000 square foot spa. It is like an art installation. The interior of this spa is beautifully detailed around these themes of light and water, includes rooms that almost are just art installations, and has this beautiful rainforest hydrotherapy area outside with these pools that are in the forest, overhung with trees and moss and stones. Really fantastic. Now, the whole hotel wraps around this valley that rolls out to the sea, and the name of that valley is the Waikolohe Valley. Waikolohe in Hawaiian means water of mischief. Water of mischief. Kolohe is what your mom, my mom, would call you if you were getting into trouble. You are Kolohe. You get a spanking. So mischief is Kolohe. Why Kolohe? Waters of mischief. This part of the island is full of freshwater springs. The freshwater springs in the Waikolohe Valley, however, are all invested with this spirit of mischief. They jump over you. They squirt at you. They spill into the pool as you roll by. So there's this quality of magic and mischief throughout the entire valley. Plus, it acts like a real Hawaiian valley. It's deep and jungly as it's up at the high ground towards the center, and it becomes more desert-like as it rolls out to the sea with these huge lava rock extrusions that are rising up out of the landscape. What we tried to do here is to make this landscape seem like it was there when we built the resort. A lot of research into a very realistic geology that really looks like the rock of Oahu, very old rock. Not that black stuff like you would see on the big island of Hawaii, but old stone that's been there for a long time, eroded into all the shapes that you really do see, especially on this coast. And then in that rock are images. It's a very Hawaiian cultural tradition to see things in the world, to look at a stone and to see a fish or to see a shape. And so we've done this in the rock very subtly. Sometimes things that can only be seen at a certain time of year, things that could only be seen at a certain time of day, only be seen if the rock is wet. But there are images that are relevant to the culture of Hawaii all through the rock and stone of this environment, on top of which it totally looks like it's been there for 6 million years. Then there's all the play environments. There's the Menehune Bridge, which is one of our water play environments, which is dedicated to the legend of the Menehune, which are the little people of the Hawaiian Islands who build stuff. The big rock outcropping, which is called the Pu'ukila, which is the rock of images, is where all the slides are and all the caverns and the steam vents, and you roll all through there. It's got this beautiful pool lagoon. Then it's got these sunset lagoons that are like stepped jacuzzis that look out at the sunset, and then the whole site rolls out to the next lagoon, which is the real lagoon, which is full of the ocean, and that rolls out to the ocean itself. It's really spectacular. Where we are on the coast of Oahu has beautiful snorkeling out in the real ocean, but a lot of people don't want to go snorkeling out in the real ocean because there's big waves. So we built a beautiful snorkel lagoon, filled it with really, really spectacular tropical fish, and of course the menehune are down there too, building little castles out of seashells for the fish. There's sparkling magic inside that interior as well. These places are not just architecture, not just things that have been built. They are things to do. We put special attention to what a family wants to do together and what the individuals of a family want to do as individuals. When parents want to spin off and do something on their own, when a family wants to gather together and do something together, when children want to go do something that children do. So there's all kinds of spreads of activity in the resort. There's also a lot of magic just buried in the resort. None of this is big spectacle magic. It's all very subtle magic, but it is everywhere. Things that come to life, images that reveal themselves, sounds that come out of the forest, all revolving around the myths and the legends and the stories and traditions of Hawaii. There is an interactive game that you play in which you help the menehune to complete a whole bunch of tasks that are left uncompleted around the entire resort. There are character meet and greets. Our characters are present at the resort. But they, like us, are tourists coming to Hawaii. And so our characters, the manner in which you see them is always in the context of our characters being visitors like yourself and sort of sharing with you the experience of being in this wonderful place. There are also traditional crafts and hula and storytelling and dancing. So there's all kinds of levels of activity involved here. There is a big nighttime entertainment event that happens. It's called the Starlit Hui. It starts out early in the evening with this very traditional treatment of what's called hula kahiko, the ancient hula of Hawaii. And it progresses through the evening to become more and more contemporary and more involving of the audience until by the end of the evening, everyone is celebrating together. Really kind of part of what we're trying to say with this resort is to let you come somewhere where something will really happen to you. A visit to Hawaii is a quest for a kind of something to happen. It's a big investment of energy and time to cross the ocean, to go to this place, a place that is so special, that has its own stories and its own life. I just want to sort of close with a couple images here because I think they're really quite unique. When you first pull up in front of Aulani, what you see is not a tropical garden necessarily with birds of paradise, not from Hawaii, big cycads and ferns, not from Hawaii, but rather a working taro farm, growing taro, which is the staple plant of Hawaii, the plant that feeds the people, the plant that is identified with the culture of Hawaii. And we've turned that into a beautiful working garden that is the entire front of that resort. That other object you see in that image, that stone, is the Pico stone of Aulani. Before anything was built at Aulani, the kahu, the sacred keeper of the meaning of this land, went out onto that site and identified the spiritual center of this land, which we protected through the entire construction process, had to select a stone, put that stone in that spot with full ceremony, and that stone has now become a location where local Hawaiians bring and set offerings, which is what you see in front of that stone. Now that is real. That's really real. That's Hawaii. So when you take that journey, when you cross the ocean, when you come to Aulani, you are coming to Hawaii. Hawaii is not just land sitting in the ocean. Hawaii is a bunch of ideas. Hawaii is values. Hawaii is traditions. Hawaii is about family. It's about unity. It's about doing things together. It's about forming a bond. Hawaii is about perfection. It's about doing things with purpose and doing them very, very well. Hawaii is about magic. It's about the belief that there are magic things around you all the time. And Disney is about these things. We are these things as well. And so us in Hawaii makes sense. Us in Hawaii is a blend of ideas that fit together very well. Hawaii is about story. We are storytellers. And now that we've arrived there at Aulani, I think this blend of what it is that we are, really are, storytellers, believers in perfection, believers in unity and family, believers in magic, and what Hawaii is will combine to create something really special.